Welcome to Peptides-explained-easy. Let's break it down.
What if one of the most interesting peptides for nerve pain came from a hormone most people associate with blood doping? That hormone is EPO. EPO stands for erythropoietin. Your kidneys make it. Its famous job is telling your bone marrow to produce more red blood cells. But here's where it gets interesting. Researchers discovered that EPO does more than make red blood cells. It also sends tissue protective signals. It can calm inflammation, protect nerves, and support repair after injury. The problem is obvious. If you use EPO directly, you can increase red blood cells too much. That can thicken the blood and raise clotting risk. So, scientists asked a simple question. Can we separate the healing signal from the blood-making signal? That is where ARA-290 comes in. ARA-290, also called Cibinetide, is a small synthetic peptide designed from the structure of EPO, but it does not act like full EPO. It's built to activate the tissue repair side, not the red blood cell side. In plain English, EPO has a blood signal and a repair signal. ARA-290 is trying to keep the repair signal and leave the blood signal behind. That's the whole reason this peptide matters. The target is something called the innate repair receptor. Think of this receptor like a distress response system. When tissue is injured, inflamed, or under metabolic stress, this receptor becomes more relevant. ARA-290 appears to interact with that repair pathway. And that is why most of the interest around ARA-290 is not muscle growth, fat loss, or anti-aging hype. The most serious interest is nerve pain, small fiber neuropathy, inflammation, and tissue protection. One of the strongest human signals comes from type 2 diabetic patients with painful neuropathy. Diabetic neuropathy is brutal. People describe burning, tingling, numbness, stabbing pain, electric pain, and loss of sensation. And conventional treatment is often incomplete. Many drugs manage the pain signal, but they do not necessarily repair the underlying nerve environment. In a human clinical study, ARA-290 was tested in people with type 2 diabetes and neuropathic symptoms. The investigational product was 4 milligrams injected subcutaneously once daily for 28 days. The important part, the study reported improvements in neuropathic symptoms and metabolic control without the red blood cell increase you would worry about from EPO. That is the clean story. ARA-290 is not EPO for performance. It's an EPO-derived repair peptide being studied for nerve and inflammatory conditions without the hematological effect. Now, does that mean it cures neuropathy? No. That's where people online usually go too far. The evidence says there's real human clinical interest, especially around diabetic neuropathy and small fiber neuropathy signals. It does not say this is a guaranteed cure or everyone with nerve pain should use it. The mechanism is also different from normal painkillers. Most pain medications are trying to reduce the pain signal. ARA-290 is more interesting because it may be acting upstream on the inflammatory environment that keeps nerve pain active. In animal studies, ARA-290 reduced neuropathic pain and suppressed activation of microglia and astrocytes in the spinal cord. Microglia are immune cells in the nervous system. When they become chronically activated, they can keep the nervous system in a pain-amplified state. So the theory is not just block pain. The theory is calm the immune-driven pain loop. That's a very different idea. This is also why people are interested in ARA-290 beyond diabetes.
There has been research in sarcoidosis-related small fiber neuropathy where patients can have burning pain, autonomic symptoms, and nerve dysfunction. Some studies looked at symptoms and corneal nerve fiber measures because the cornea can act like a window into small nerve fiber health. There is also preclinical research in Alzheimer's-like disease models, but we need to be careful here. The Alzheimer's data is animal data. Interesting, yes. Human proof? No. In those models, ARA-290 appeared to modulate immune cells and slow Alzheimer's-like progression. That supports the idea that this peptide may influence neuroinflammation, but it does not mean ARA-290 treats Alzheimer's disease in humans. That distinction matters. ARA-290 is best understood as a repair signaling peptide with human data in neuropathy, not as a universal brain peptide. So where does it fit? If we're building a mental model, I'd put ARA-290 in the same conversation as neuroinflammation, nerve repair, and chronic inflammatory pain, not in the get jacked bucket, not in the fat loss bucket, not in the longevity miracle bucket. It belongs in the nerve pain and tissue protection category. The other important thing is safety framing. Because it comes from EPO, people may assume it increases red blood cells, but the whole design of ARA-290 is to avoid that. In the clinical studies, it was described as non-erythropoietic, meaning it did not stimulate red blood cell production like EPO. That is the key advantage. But non-erythropoietic does not mean risk-free. It means it was designed not to trigger the blood-making pathway. Long-term human data is still limited. Many studies are short. The diabetic neuropathy trial was 28 days. So if someone online is talking about running it forever like a wellness supplement, that is way beyond the evidence. The responsible conclusion is this: ARA-290 is one of the more scientifically interesting peptides because it has a clean mechanism and actual human clinical data. It appears to activate repair and anti-inflammatory pathways related to EPO without increasing red blood cells. The strongest human use case is neuropathic symptoms, especially in type 2 diabetes and small fiber neuropathy contexts. The future research angle is neuroinflammation and tissue protection, but it is not FDA approved as a general peptide therapy. It is not a proven cure for neuropathy, and the Alzheimer's angle is still preclinical. So the simple version is this: ARA-290 is not EPO. It is the repair message from EPO separated from the blood thickening message. And if the research continues to hold up, that could make it one of the more important peptides for nerve pain and inflammatory repair.